Windy today, isn't it? Where are we going to go? Are we? Yeah, that's the hotel grounds, everything with a blue door. And then if you want to go to the mini market, you just come down here, don't you? Down this little path thing. There you are, down to the mini market. Car, get us about to the island. So I've hired a car for the day, and the first place we've come to is Red Beach, which is known for its redness. Parking's all free on Santorini, which is awesome, and Obviously, the weather is very predictable. Hey, looks like just about everybody ignores the warning signs and wanders on down to the beach. Gotta live a bit crazy, ain't you? But don't do as I'm doing. Follow the sign. The sign's there for a reason, okay? And I mean it. Whoa. Okay. You are soaked then. Absolutely soaked. Absolutely soaked. Little cafe. Not much going on here really compared to the other beach, is it? Oh, smoothie. Place called? Pyrgos. Okay, we are going to do what is a very famous walk to do, which is from Fira, the capital of Santorini, down to Ia is what we're going to call it. I'll put the correct spelling and title. It's the one with all that you see whenever you Google Santorini. It's the village that you see in the photos. Anyway, it's a 10k hike, and we set off reasonably early, although it's 9 o'clock now. It's going to be pretty warm, but it's not the sort of hike you do at midday, so hopefully we'll get there by 11, a couple of hours or so. Well, it looks like we've joined and missed all that bit, so we'll walk that bit later on. But there you are, that's where we're going, and it's 2 hours 45. That's a challenge, isn't it? Try and beat that when you... Let's go. Oh, we've missed about a kilometre of this sort of streets, haven't we?
We'll have to make sure we...
Yeah. Never mind, on the way back.
We'll have to do it on the way back.
Road section of the walk, and then we've got trails across that mountain. Look at that, bit of a climb in the heat, got plenty of water. This is for people who don't want to hike back, isn't it, Jen? To get a donkey ride back's the theatre. So here in Santorini they grow their grapevines on the ground, irrigated by seawater, and they don't grow them upwards because it's quite windy and it would blow the vines about. So that's Fira in the distance, with that flat top rock on the cliff there and the white buildings on top. Now if you're walking from this market in that direction, they'll take you pretty much 3 hours, if you can see that, and about 6 miles. But it's an amble, an absolute amble, and do it when the sun's not too strong.
Passamos.
É? Hasta o molino.
This is where you queue for one of the many money shots, because you can just get a little sneaky picture through there of the blue domes, so you have to go in there and get your money shot. There's Jenny queuing up. Smile, and now we go up, and then we go down, and around, and we can screenshot any of those
Down
we
here.
choose. Right. So we're on the walk back now. If you do a little go and see everything in Oia, then you're looking at about an additional 2.5 miles. And now, hottest part of the day, 2 o'clock. Here we are, mad souls, walking back to Fira, right over there. But we have topped up with water, so we'll be fine. Come quite a way, Jen.
Go, one more. Down.
So if you're struggling, 2.5 miles into the walk back, get up to Verna before the big climb. Half ahead looks really steep from here, doesn't it? It's quite a climb, this bit, when you're walking in the other direction. So now we're on the bit of Fira we missed because we took the industrial road route, but now this is far more pleasant back way back to the car.
Ora io il coche non stava, qua non sto rentando, però
Aram.
non guagna.
It's much nicer. Close time, would you?
Nice boat.
This.
Alex and Angelos gonna serve you a welcome drink. It's white wine. Santorini is a small and quiet village with houses and lovely. activities. And she left. So Steve disappointed about the woman, and he decided
place where it does the best smoothies. What's the place called over there?
It's called Santorini.
No, it's called Santorini. Oh, literally. So look out for the Lipton sunbeds, and then you'll get the best smoothies. They're €9 as opposed to €6, but they are the best. Apparently, ahead of us to the right of that zigzaggy road is a trail that you can go up to get to the monastery in the old town and see the views. So we're just coming to see if we can find the foot of the trail and maybe do it tomorrow morning. Chinese and Thai if you fancy it, and an Irish pub. Well, sadly this is our last full day on the island of Santorini. So what we're going to do is we're going to hike up to ancient Thera, which is on top of that, over there, about 1,500 feet from sea level, and there's hopefully a public footpath, otherwise there's a zigzaggy road that goes all the way up it. We'll find out if we can find the footpath. It looks very steep, but maybe we'll come down the road if it's that steep. So let's go for it. So from our hotel, which is at the far end of Kamari, it's going to be 2.5 miles to the top, and ancient Thera gives you 360-degree views of the whole of the island, so that's the reason to go, if nothing more. Best place for smoothies, isn't it, Jen? Santorini. Right, ancient Thera. Up this road first of all. We've no idea what this path will be like, other than it'll be steep, and if it's just rocky and craggy like this, that's perfectly fine. Let's see how far we can get. Oh, it's going to be amazing views. It's a bit windy today, isn't it? It's like being in Wales. Oh, now I see this from the beach, and when you look from the beach you can't see a path at all. You think, how do people get up there? But this is how, up the path we've just come up. And I don't know what's in here. Looks like some sort of, oh, obviously people sit there, have dinners of some sort. Yeah, interesting. Something beyond there, which I don't really want to explore necessarily. It's a locked gate. Looks like. Oh, you can't see that. I can just about see it. Some sort of cave by some sort of church. Should we ring the bells? Think we'll get in trouble for doing that. So that's Kamari, the bells, the sea, and a little church. Definitely worth a little hike. just the road up, which we may go down because Jenny doesn't like descending on steep paths, so we might go down the road. Looks very easy, and cars aren't going very fast because it's so bendy, so it'll be okay. 360, the 360 is up the top where the monastery is. Which we can see how easy. 1,300 feet up, and I've called it for Jenny. That's ancient Thera over there, but it's shut. You've got to get there by 2:30. But there's a lovely tour of the old village and things. Jenny's going to wait it out down there. I'm going to try to get to the top of this. If you do come this way, just follow the red dots, and you'll get a path, believe it or not, up this. Well, this was definitely worth it. 2,000 feet from Kamari. Jenny could have made it, but there's about a 50 feet of scrambling to get to this cairn summit here, or mini summit. But look at these views. Fira, Caldera, Monastery, Pyrgos Bay, old town. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, definitely recommend this hike. That's the wrong way. Woohoo! Yeah, pretty much the highest point in Santorini. Don't think it's always this windy. I think there was a storm in the area somewhere around, which is why the sea's so choppy. So yeah, you can come up on a calm day as well. But I'm used to the wind. What a path, what a view. People won't take our recommendations for hikes based on this footage.